Hey, don't turn around. Put your hands up. Well, good, because I don't want to hurt you either. So I guess as long as you don't do anything stupid, this should all go smoothly. Relax, I'm not a robber. I just don't take chances with strangers. Trusting strangers is the #1 cause of death out here in the wastes. Keep those hands up. Tell you what, if they're getting tired, walk over to that old car and rest them on the top, but keep them visible. That's it, right where I can see them. Alright, first question. What's with the mask? Not that I see a lot of robbers wearing masks like that one. It makes you look suspicious to me. It is. Huh. I can barely even tell it's a gas mask. You're pretty creative. Or maybe the guy you took it from was. I'm not sure how useful that mask would be, though. I mean, sure, it might stop you from breathing irradiated air, maybe, but if the spot that you're in is radioactive, you probably have bigger problems. But, questionable efficacy aside, it checks out. Next question, why are you out here? Well, if you're trying to survive, you picked a terrible place for it. There's barely anything out here at all, trust me. I'd be tempted to think you were surviving by killing passers-by, but nobody ever really comes this way. I guess I can see that. Avoiding people can be a smart move. Though, if that's your goal, your campfire wasn't the greatest idea. No. Me? Never mind why I'm here. I'm asking the questions. Or maybe I can answer that, because it relates to my next question. Have you seen the man that's in this picture? I'm out here looking for him. I definitely don't think you're him. Your build is totally different. But just in case, why don't you take off that mask? No way! I can't believe that you're still alive. It's me, don't you... Oh, I guess the goggles, huh? I mean, look, it's me, Peach. You remember from the old neighborhood? Yeah. Oh, holy crap, it has been years. How are you? Oh, sorry, I mean, put the gun away. I should probably still be cautious, but... I mean, if there's anybody in the world who hasn't been changed by the waste, it's gotta be you. The fire was a bad idea. Yeah. But anyone who was gonna see it probably already has, so... Mind if I sit? Thanks. Oh my god, this is just amazing. I never thought I was gonna see you again. I know. God, I think about you all the time, you know. Yeah, of course I do. You were my first friend. My oldest friend. I really wish I'd found you sooner. I've been searching for you for such a long time. But eventually I mean, you know how it is out here. I just gave up. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. Have you been alone this whole time? Sorry, I mean, 'cause it's been a while since the bombs dropped. Surely you wouldn't have made it out here all on your own. Don't you have friends or, you know, like allies or anything? Oh. Yeah, I guess that tracks. So every one of them. Damn. That's... I'm so sorry. Like, that must have been so hard for you. You know, I always thought all those post-apocalyptic movies and games were too pessimistic. Yeah, like, you remember that one time we were playing? Yeah, exactly. I figured if nuclear war actually ever did hit, we'd all just pull together and rebuild. It'd take like a few years or something. It really didn't take much for everyone to lose trust in everyone else, did it? Nobody's rebuilding, or just surviving. And poorly, most of the time. Speaking of surviving, what are you doing now that you're alone? You said something about avoiding people? Is that how you're getting by? I mean, I guess I can see the strategy in it. It's gotta get lonely, though. You deserve to have a friend around, or someone looking out for you. Me? Well, I've been trying to get people to start looking to the future. You know, rebuild some sense of normality. But it's been a slow process. I just have had a couple of friends who are trying to start a movement, but I didn't get very far. One of those so-called friends killed the other one over a can of food. Like, we weren't even that desperate. He was just prone to violence, I guess. It turns out he only joined us because he knew that we'd feed them. So much for looking forward, huh? Yeah. That's the guy that I'm hunting down. Honestly, there's no other reason that I'm looking for him other than to avenge my friend. I'm just as stuck in the present as everyone else. Sorry. No, I'm being such a downer. Just the world we live in now, I guess, right? But it doesn't look like it's worn you down too much. You've been through it like everyone else, but you seem... I don't know. You seem lighter than most people. Like you're not carrying the weight of the world the way the rest of us are. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. You've always been the best person I've ever known. Not much keeps you down for long, huh? You know, you're the reason that I used to be so optimistic. Yes. No matter how bleak things seem to be, I just used to look to you and think, yeah, that's how I want to be. You know, the world just never seemed like it could possibly be as bad as people said if you weren't in it, because even now, it's been a horrible, I don't even know how long, just searching the wastes by myself, filled with anger and wanting to avenge my friend. It eats away at you after a while, you know. But I feel so much better, even after a few minutes with you. You're so special. I don't think you've ever understood that. Sorry. I know I never said any of this to you before. I really took you for granted back then. And all of this must seem pretty sudden, but I had a lot of time to think, you know, and I have a lot of regrets and things that I wish I'd said, so excuse me if I'm gushing at you. Yeah, exactly. Gives you too much time to think. Like I said, not a day has gone by when I haven't thought about you. I guess over time, reflecting, I started to realize how much you meant to me. It's only after you were gone that I really realized it, you know? I know, it's just, we drifted apart, yeah, and it happens, and I get that, and you had gotten into that fancy school, I had my new job. It's funny, I really gave it my all at that job. And every day I'd come home feeling just a little empty, and I couldn't figure it out. Why am I so unfulfilled? Why do I feel so lost? I had this dumb idea in my head that I might be holding you back, so I just kept putting off reconnecting. I just figured you'd probably have your own new life by now, and there won't be room for me in it. But sometimes I would get the urge, you know. I always said that I'd do it when I had the chance to work on myself and be better. And then the bombs came. And then thinking that I'd lost you really made me think about how much I never said. You know, I always regretted never being able to tell you that you are the best human being on this planet. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that I'm getting the chance to. You deserve to know. Oh, really? It's funny you say that, because remember this? Yes. Yes, I've kept it this whole time. No matter what was happening. This little stuff line is so important to me. It's seen a lot with me, trust me. You remember that it used to be yours, right? It was. This was yours, originally. I was literally like, oh god, 5, 6 years old. I was crying because, you know, honestly, I can't even remember. All I remember is that you gave me this, like your favorite toy. And you gave it me to keep because I was sad. I know, what kind of 6-year-old is that generous? What? No. No, wait, are you serious? So this whole time you had only ever meant to lend it to me? Wait, so why didn't you ask for it back? I did not. Really? Well, wow, that is embarrassing. I guess I was more of a brat back then than I remember. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Do you want it back? Alright. Good, because I've grown pretty attached to it. You know, it's kind of silly walking around the waste with a stuffed animal and stuff, but anyway, I still stand by what I said. Okay, you were my friend. Even though I apparently stole your favorite stuffed animal. That's the kind of person that you are. That you always have been. Kind. Forgiving. Generous. You know, there's something else that I wanted to tell you. Something that I realized I'd always wanted to say. I thought of that I'd never get the chance to. Along with everything else, I mean. Sorry. I'm getting really nervous. Pretty dumb, right? Walking around the woods and being in really tricky situations. I didn't think that I had it in me to be this nervous anymore. Exactly. Exactly. I've fought off dozens of mutant animals before, but talking to my best friend is what I'm afraid of. Does that make sense? Okay, what I want to say is, I don't know how you're gonna react to this. I don't know, maybe first we should... Okay. No more stalling. I want to say that I love you. I love you. I've loved you for a long time. I honestly feel like we're perfect for each other. And I guess I've just had a lot of time to think about it, and I know this could never work out, because, I mean, look at the world that we're living in, but I've never been so sure about anything in my whole life. But I'm sure about this. That I love you. Are you just gonna stare at me? I was sort of hoping you'd tell me if you... Oh. You do? Really? No, that's great. That's so great. I was, oh god, I was so inside my own head, just worrying that maybe you just couldn't see me that way since we grew up together and stuff. Wow, you love me. You really love me? I can't believe it. I know how long it's taken me to admit it to myself, and a lot of self-reflection, looking inwards, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it's, yes, I think this is the first time in months that I felt happy. I think this is what happy feels like. Yeah. Ugh. And now I'm just thinking of all the time that we wasted because I never said anything. Like, I should have said something all the way back then. Ugh, why didn't I? Sure, yeah. Guess these things take time. I mean, I don't know if it wasn't for everything happening, maybe I would have just left you to carry on with your life, thinking that it was for the best I wasn't in it. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. What is important is that we have time now. I don't know, I hope I'm not shattering your image of me. You know, like, I know I've always been the strong, confident one. Alright, well, don't get cocky now. Let's not forget who had their gun pointed at who just a minute ago. So, I don't know, maybe... I'm guessing that you felt the same way about me for a while then. Unless it was just now that you decided to fall for me. Oh, oh stop. No, because you're gonna make me blush. That's really sweet. You know, I've never really thought about how to have a relationship in a situation that isn't just relying on someone for survival. I mean, I sort of gave up on the idea after I thought I was never gonna see you again. I mean, it's not like we can go on the normal date stuff. You know, like no restaurants or movie theaters anymore. I mean, you will not catch me walking into one these days. God knows what's lurking in there. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be okay. I suppose we'll just have to figure it out together, won't we? Oh, wait. My, revenge quest. Oh, I can't honestly say that I can just abandon it, much as it would make things easier. I have to do it. Maybe we could meet at a settlement later? No. Are you sure? I mean, I'd love to be able to travel with you, but I just don't want to drag you into something that's not your concern. You know, like it's gonna be dangerous. Well, how did I forget how incredibly sweet you can be? Oh, if you're gonna come along, then I think there's something that I want to do before we set out. Yeah. Mm. You better put that mask back on. You're looking so flustered. Mutants are gonna be able to see you a mile off with that expression on your face. I read that. Well, come on, I guess we better get going. We're gonna head that way. We've got a lot of ground to cover and it won't be easy, so... Are you sure? You sure you want to do this? I believe you. I believe you. You were always a lot tougher than you looked. Oh my god. It's so great that we found each other. I've been feeling so lost. And now that you're here with me, I'm ready to take on every monster and bad guy in the world.